Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Ben Greenfield and I'm the Get Fit Guy. I was recently speaking to a friend who asked me if I had any rules that I follow in my life, particularly when it comes to health, diet, and exercise. Rules like eating slow carbs or going gluten-free or doing X minutes of exercise per day. And while I have to admit that I've never really fancied myself as much of a rule guy, since I feel that excessive dietary or physical activity restrictions and rules can lead to eventual burnout or boredom, I was actually able to come up with 4 rules that I follow nearly every day. These are rules that can really give you a helping hand when it comes to burning fat fast, keeping your metabolism elevated, and maintaining lean muscle. Only sit to eat. With the exception of car drives and airplane rides, I try to follow the simple rule of only sitting to eat during the day. This means that unless it's time to scarf down a meal, I don't plant my butt on a chair. While working, talking on the phone, visiting with family, exercising, or waiting at the DMV or the doctor's office, I am allowed to be in any position except slumped over in a seat. So, alternates to sitting could include lunging, kneeling, standing, laying on my stomach, laying on my back, pacing, standing with one foot up on a stool or a chair, etc. You get the idea, and I'll put plenty of resources in the show notes for this episode over at quickanddirtytips.com. You'll want to look for episode number 222. For example, one really good article for that first rule is to read 7 ways to burn calories by standing more. So, rule number 1, only sit to eat. Rule number 2, no hot water handle. Whether for my morning pre-workout shower or my post-workout shower, I don't allow myself to use the hot water handle. This means that every shower I take is mildly cold to teeth-grittingly cold, depending on how cold it happens to be outside and how cold the shower handle will go in the shower I'm showering in. This not only maintains really high mental focus, but also bumps up metabolism as the body tries to warm itself, increases blood flow to muscles, increases production of fat-burning hormones, and increases activity of brown adipose tissue, also known as BAT tissue, which burns calories to generate heat. Sure, I occasionally will hop in a hot tub for a nice relaxing soak or soothe my muscles and mind with a bath full of Epsom salts and lavender oil, but each and every shower is a cold one. Rule number 3 is to lift something heavy. Every day, I have to lift one heavy thing. For example, I keep a barbell in my basement that always has a little bit of a challenging weight on it. So when I have a quick break, like 5 minutes to kill before or after dinner, I'll slip into the basement and lift that heavy weight from the ground a total of 10 times. I also have a heavy rock in my backyard and a pull-up bar on the door of my office. By keeping these items handy, it's easy to never let a day go by without lifting something heavy at least once. Doing this sends a consistent stimulation message to my muscles to maintain lean body mass, something that's very easy to lose as you age if you don't expose your muscles to a load. Sure, it's still a good idea to do a formal weight training workout at least a couple times a week, but there's no need to wait for a trip to the gym or for your official workout to lift something heavy. Make this easy by placing a few heavy things in your environment, like a kettlebell under your desk, a dumbbell in your car's trunk, or a weighted vest in your garage. Finally, rule number 4 is to fast every day. Intermittent fasting has been shown to have this anti-aging, fat loss, muscle building, and appetite stabilizing effect. So every day of the year, I go 12 hours without eating. And this means, and it's easier than you might think, that if I finish dinner at, say, 8 p.m., then I don't have breakfast until 8 a.m. Or if I have an early dinner that ends at 6 p.m., I'll be able to eat again at 6 a.m. the next day. And if I get up at midnight to snack on that coconut ice cream in the freezer, that's right, I don't eat until noon the next day. Once you get the hang of it, having this 12-hour compressed feeding window is actually pretty easy. And as a competitive guy, I often simply start my stopwatch when it's time to stop eating at night, and I just don't eat again until it registers at 12 hours. Of course, if you are listening to this at a crucial point in the day for you, let me put you at ease. Coffee or tea is just fine during the fasting period, as is, of course, water. And let's face it, consistently avoiding a midnight snack or an early morning breakfast is far easier than trying to pull off some 1, 3, or 7-day water fast at the beginning of every year, or a 24-hour fast even once a month. There really won't be much of a need for those other fasting options if you engage in mild calorie restriction or intermittent fasting as just a general rule in your life. Now, immediately beginning to follow all 4 of these rules may be a bit too drastic of a lifestyle switch for you. So try this one. Choose just one rule, say only sitting when you eat, and try to follow that one rule for the next week. Let me know how it goes for you. See what happens. Note how you look, feel, and perform, and pay attention to your energy levels. Then pipe in at facebook.com/getfitguy and let me know how it goes for you and which rule you pick to follow. Kudos if you do indeed decide to follow all 4. So until next time, I'm Ben Greenfield, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.